In this video, we are going to continue to explore Rovo features. In this tutorial, we are going to explore Rovo Chat, specifically Rovo Chat within Confluence. So let's go ahead and head over to our demo Jira org. If I come over to the marketing space in Jira, you'll see that I have a current active sprint. If we go to the backlog, you can see that this sprint is called MKT, so Marketing Sprint 3. And if we go to reports, you can see under the sprint report that the last sprint, of course, was MKT Sprint 2, and it lists all of these different items here. What we're going to try to accomplish with leveraging AI and Rovo Chat specifically is we are going to try to eliminate some of the busy work that project managers do, which is preparing this weekly status update report potentially for a client or external audiences, where we pull in the work that was targeted for completion within the last week, aka the last sprint. Not all clients and not all stakeholders are aware of sprints, so even if your team does use sprints and uses and follows agile methodologies, you may need to communicate it in a different way with different stakeholders. And so that's exactly what we are going to do today. So here we are going to actually click on this Ask Rovo button in the top right-hand corner, and this will open up the Rovo Chat. So here we are on our Confluence page. You can see that we still have it to have the ability to edit. And so we are going to first enter our prompt. Now, it's incredibly important to always remember that you need to take care whenever you are prompting AI. You need to make sure that you're understanding and speaking its language. You need to make sure that you're refining your results. And I always recommend saving your prompts so that you can refer to them and refine them for the exact results that you need. Please keep in mind, AI is not perfect and is not a magical cure-all. Anytime you ask AI to do something, you absolutely have to have human eyes and expert eyes that are human eyes go back and verify that the results you're getting from AI are accurate. So this is incredibly important. If you do want to learn more about AI and Agile, I do recommend this AI and Agility. It's a comprehensive introduction course. Under lesson 2.3, they go over something called the CARE framework, and this is a really nice acronym for you to remember exactly how you're trying to prompt AI. So that's what I mean by you always need to take care. You need to have a collaborative goal where you align on AI's output with your team's objectives or desired outcomes. So our clear outcome is we want it to eliminate the busy work from the weekly status update report and help us generate the weekly status update report and make us more efficient and effective. Adding context. You always need to add context to AI, and you'll see what this looks like in the prompt that we use for Rovo. Real world application. So we want to make sure that we understand what our real world application is. In this circumstance, it is preparing a status update report for clients based on the work that our team has completed in a sprint. And of course, expected outcome. This is where you will define very specific results that you are looking for from AI. So I'll leave the link to this course in the description. If you do have any certification from C Prime or the Scrum Alliance, this will count towards your Scrum education units, and it is a course that I recommend if you are looking to just get a little bit better of an understanding of AI and Agile teams. All right, coming back over to our Confluence page, we are actually going to copy this prompt. So like I said, make sure that you have something up where you can save your prompts and you can tweak and refine them. The first prompt that we are going to enter into our Rovo Chat. So again, we access this in our Confluence page, top right hand corner, click Ask Rovo, and this chat opens up. We're going to paste this prompt, and it says as a project manager. So again, this is part of that context. You can also see that it has context for this specific Confluence page open. So as a project manager, I need to create a weekly status update report, list the links to all work items. This is important because when we say work items, we are speaking the computer's language. We're speaking AI's language. We're not calling it tasks. We're not calling it tickets. They are referred to in Jira and Atlassian as work items. So list the links to all work items in Sprint. I have to put the exact name of the sprint that I wanted to pull from in Sprint MKT Sprint 2. So that's the sprint that my team just completed. From the marketing space in Jira. So again, Atlassian recently updated their terminology to no longer call them projects in Jira. They are now called spaces in Jira. So you need to make sure that you are speaking AI's language, you're speaking the computer's language, and making sure that you're putting the right information in there. So list all of the work items in Sprint MKT Sprint 2 from the marketing space in Jira. Separate work items by done, canceled, and work items not completed. Any headers must be created or must be heading 3. So that's being specific on our expected results with the order that we want our work items listed in and the format. So we're going to go ahead and hit enter and see what comes up. All right, you can now see that under done, we have these different tasks, or rather work items, listed here in their status. Under cancel, we have MKT-37, which was canceled and is in cancel status. And then not completed, we have MKT-25, which of course did not get completed in that sprint. This is what we were looking for. So next, what we're going to do is we are going to copy these results from the chat. We're going to paste them in our Confluence page. And I'm just going to verify under my sprint report that we have a total of 7 issues. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we have MKT 28 that was marked as done. And then we have MKT-37 marked as cancel. And issues not completed, of course, is MKT-25. So we just want to verify, yep, not completed, cancel is MKT-37, and we have the rest of these items here that were marked as done. That is accurate from what I can tell. The next thing that I want to do is, it would likely be helpful if there was some more information about why this was canceled and why this wasn't completed. So let's go ahead and pull in the latest comment, or rather, let's try to pull in the latest comment on each of these work items for just some additional information in generating this report. I'm going to come back to my chat. And here, adding last year comments, I have copy and paste the last comment from whatever work item key that you're looking for in Jira underneath this listing in the Confluence page. So let's copy this prompt. Now, mind you, anything in my prompt that's highlighted red is because that is the areas that I will need to update whenever I reuse these prompts in the future, or I tweak these prompts in the future. So be sure to create some template prompts for yourself for things that make your life easier for AI. And again, this is something that you're going to have to go back and remind AI, retrain AI, and it needs to be reminded of exactly what it is that you're looking for. So always make sure that you save your prompts and you refine them, and that you verify the work that AI is doing for you. So with MKT-25 not completed, let's pull in the last comment from Jira, or rather, let's see if we can pull in the last comment from Jira on this MKT-25 and see if it provides the information that we need on why this task was not completed. Okay, so it says that this is the last comment. It says this task is expected to continue for a full month, so we were anticipating this carrying over until the end of February. And so what we're going to do is we're going to copy that and we are going to paste it here. I actually want to try something before we acquiesce to just copying and pasting. Let's do /AI and click for an inline prompting to ask Rovo. And let's copy this prompt. Let's go back and let's see what it does. Okay, so it looks like it pulled this back up and it does not want to insert it. Let's see if we can get it to, well, it says underneath the listing of it in this Confluence page. No heading, no format. Yep, okay, so it says, would you like me to go ahead and apply this change? Yep, I do want it to apply that change. Okay, so it looks like it was not able to make those changes, and that is okay. Let us publish this. And let's click edit again, and let's see. Let's reprompt Rovo and see if it can insert that comment. And yep, so after saving those changes, it always posts things to the very bottom of the page. And it looks like it went back up here and reposted this task is expected to continue for a full month. So we are anticipating this carrying over until the end of February. So it did provide some helpful context. Now let's see, and actually before we move on, let's talk about this a little bit more. What we just experienced right there with it populating the information there where I wanted it to, so underneath this not completed task as well as at the bottom of the page, this is why a human always needs to review what AI is doing. It's not perfect, it does make errors, and it needs a human expert eyes in order to correct it. And let's go ahead and try the same exact prompt. Only let's try it for the canceled task here, so MKT-37. And so what I want to update here again is what I had highlighted in red in the prompt, MKT-37 for that key. And let's see what Rovo does. Okay, so it looks like AI is asking us to go through and copy and paste this. And that may again be because we need to update and then ask it to go through and do this. Quite frankly, it's really not that difficult to copy and paste this. And so we will need to go through and just make sure that this is working as we expect it to. This comment says for share video on LinkedIn and Atlassian community forum. The Atlassian community question was not answered this week, so there was no need to post on the Atlassian community. Instead, a video regarding Rovo was released, which is accurate. And in fact, if we open up this work item in Jira, let's actually verify that this is in fact the latest comment. And yes, that is the latest comment here. And so it did pull and find the latest comment on MKT-37. So now that we have all of our work, let me close out the Rovo chat. Now that we have all of the work that was targeted for completion within the last week, we can quickly list out what was completed. We can very easily list out what was canceled, what was not completed, and why it wasn't completed. And then let's see if we can get work targeted for the upcoming week. So the new sprint that we started back in our marketing project, if we go to backlog, this sprint is called MKT Sprint 3. And so what we're going to do is this is the same prompt as the prompt that we had for work targeted for the previous week. The only difference is I need to update the sprint to be the one that just started. So MKT Sprint 3. So let me copy this. Let's go back to Confluence. Let's go to work targeted for the upcoming week. Let's go to Ask Rovo. And let's eliminate the separate work items by statuses not completed, because we don't need that in this particular prompt. We just want to list all of them. In fact, let's revise this to say separate work items by, and in fact, let me go through and update my prompt instead. Separate work items by epics, by epic summary. And that's because if we go over to my marketing space in Jira, you will see that we have create videos for YouTube channel as an epic, and we have blogs, and I want them separated by these epics, the work items that are in the sprint anyway. So we're going to come back to our Rovo Chat. We have our new prompt that was refined, copied. Let's paste it here. And let's hit enter and see what the results come back with. Okay, so we have blog content epic, and we have video promotion epics, and then we have a Rovo epic as well, which is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. So we are going to copy the results, or let's see what happens when we click insert into page. Ooh, this is nice. So inserted this directly, so we have the blog content epic, video promotion epic, and Rovo video epic. And I do not like that it lists all of this here, so I'm going to delete this section. And we are going to delete that as well. Perfect. So now I can close out of the Rovo Chat, and this is my first initial attempt on using AI and Rovo to eliminate some of that busy work to generate the weekly status update report for a client that may not necessarily use Scrum and Agile. What's nice is once you update this, of course, you can always go through and export into a PDF. They will not be able to click on the links or access. They'll be able to click on the links or the PDF, but they won't be able to access anything because they don't have access to your Jira org. But they will get this copy of this report. And if you refine your prompts enough and you're just updating these few things, it really could streamline what you as a project manager need to do and eliminate some busy work. The only things that I would caveat is that means you have to be really good about managing your sprints in Jira. You need to make sure that everything that is in its correct status and accurate status at the time that you close a new sprint, and that all of your tasks that you want in the new sprint are actively in there before you start it. Simply because if you run these queries from AI and you had scope creep, that task will not be listed here under work targeted for the upcoming week or the upcoming sprint. So you really need to make sure that you are as thorough as possible as a project manager with your sprints and managing your sprints, making sure they're in the correct status, they're in the correct sprint, things close out, things start when they are supposed to, in order for AI to be accurate, because it is just pulling information that you're asking it to, and you do need to verify that it's pulling the accurate information. But if you do refine this process enough, I could see how this could potentially streamline what you're doing and enable project managers to really hone in and listen to their team members on what they're working on, what the status of that is, if there are any concerns, and then capturing those concerns in the comments because they may be helpful to pull into this report. So it makes you think differently about what you're commenting on a specific task or a specific work item and what its intended use is. And so there will be some changes, but this is one way that I found for Rovo's chat to potentially help eliminate some busy work for project managers and scrum masters. Let me know what your thoughts are.